All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 33, which means this show is now debating whether or not it likes the career path it has chosen and is contemplating many life choices, possibly going through a midlife crisis, but it'll get shit sorted out eventually. This is, of course, our weekly, every Thursday, rain or shine, whether or not I have to work 8 hours or 12 or more. We will be here every Thursday, guaranteed. Usually at this time around 6:30, possibly 6:38 if we have some PC issues, possibly later if I am just really busy. But anyways, what is up, everybody? Hopefully you are having a wonderful week, enjoying some awesome PSVR2 goodness. What is up, Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house? And first, Game Cat Chicago. Hey, what's up, man? Natty, what's up? Good morning. Where are you? Natty, aren't you in the ATL? It ain't morning, yo, unless you just work. Are you working the night shift? Game Cat Chicago, what's up, man? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully everyone's doing well. What's up, Vargosoft? Good to see you guys, all of yous. Awesome stuff going on. Awesome stuff. Lots of exciting news to talk about. Some updates on some games that are out. Some updates on some upcoming games. I didn't put it in the title, so if you clicked on this, is like reverse clickbait where there's some cool new stuff about a game that's upcoming. A lot going on, of course. Disclaimer real quick. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off, man. So for those who aren't aware yet, get ready, because this Sunday, July 9th is the official top 25 PSVR2 top 25 debate over on PSVR Without Parole. The stream is already live. Well, it's already preset or whatever there, ready to go. And man, I can't wait for this one. I want to do something special for the Patrons. Shout out to the Patrons, these lovely people down here. I'm going to be posting my personal top 25 list ahead of time once it's finished. So like I said, man, what I've been doing this week, I've been playing a lot of stuff, and I've done something new for this top 25 debate. Typically I would go and if I was fresh off of playing everything, I'd be good to go. But I've been going back and playing some stuff, but I did something a little bit different. I did a little soul searching. I wanted to make sure, I felt good about going into this. I've done a lot of soul searching, y'all. And what do I do for soul searching? I play games. I've been playing, but not just VR games. I'll get to that in a second. Of course, that's the number one important thing. But I needed a palate cleanser. So I did something that I haven't done, ever since PSVR came out 6 years ago. I haven't played any non-VR games. So it was really fun playing some retro games, busted out the Mega Man, of course. I learned that there was, I never had a Sega Genesis. I learned that there was a Mega Man Wily Wars that actually remade Mega Man 2, and I never knew this existed, and I have no idea how. I didn't know that. But yeah, it had Mega Man 2 on it, and I'm like, well, that's like one of my favorite games of all time. I got to try this. But I will say it's not as good as the original, but it was cool. It was still cool to play it in a different light, with updated Sega graphics. And then I played some PS5 games. One that in particular I had been wanting to play for a very, very long time, Doom Eternal. And holy shit, man. It was on PlayStation Premium, which I got, and then I forgot to change it, so it got renewed, and I was so freaking pissed. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now I got to check out Doom Eternal finally. It's either on there or I just bought it on sale. I don't remember. But holy crap, guys. Doom Eternal so good. I love that, you know, I started playing Doom 25 something years ago and I'm still playing it today, and they just take the same game and they, you know, they innovate on the same thing. I love that they do this. I actually wish Sony would do this a little bit more. But yeah, man, Doom Eternal, freaking fantastic. I'm also really tempted to get Final Fantasy 16 because I've played most of them, and I've always been a big Final Fantasy guy, if you can't tell by the giant Buster Sword in the background. And I'm really tempted to do it. There's not many games that are, if they're not VR, I'm interested in or want to play. But man, Doom Eternal and Final Fantasy 16, they seem like winners for me if I'm gonna break. I did play some Ghostwire Tokyo as well. It's kind of weird playing that game in flat. Man, it's such a shame. It's such a shame that Ghostwire Tokyo is not in VR, because it's just meant to be played in VR. Although it has a lot of cutscenes and stuff. So many games these days are just like movies. Like I'm just like, I just want to play, man. That's what I loved about Doom. It was like 5 seconds of cutscene and just the rest was just pure annihilation of my enemy. And God, what a gorgeous game too. But Ghostwire, MRI said just beat Ghostwire. Man, that game, doing all the little charge up finger shots and stuff. That game would have been great in VR. But then of course, after I got the flatness out of my system, it was really refreshing. Like I said, a nice palate cleanser just to see where we're at outside of VR, because it's been 5 years for me. Aside from Final Fantasy VII Remake, I ain't played shit. Okay, I did play Horizon, but that was before Call of the Mountain came out. And I've like played some other stuff. But man, then I decided to jump into some VR goodness, of course. Wanted to refresh my memory on stuff, jump back into stuff like Horizon, and Thumper, because, you know, I want to make sure I have everything as fresh as possible going into this debate. And like I said, once I get my list finalized, I'm going to let the patrons take a sneak peek. MRI Gamer says 40 hours, did all the side quests. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. That's kind of what I was feeling. MRI, I was like, this is okay. It's kind of mid. It's got cool style, but it's just like kind of boring a little bit. It's cool though. I love that when games innovate like that. But yeah, man, I totally feel you there. That's kind of what I was feeling. It was all right. But then I played Doom Eternal and I was like, this is where it's at. So I played some Thumper, lots of other things. Jumped back into one of the games, of course, I jumped back into was a game that came out this week because I really felt like I needed to spend some more time with this. And that is, of course, Synapse, which, you know, hopefully a lot of you are out there enjoying right now. And I got to say, man, you know, I did my episode last week on my thoughts on Synapse, and, you know, here's the thing is like, yes, I stand by some of the things I said about it. You know, it could have a little bit more variety to it, a little bit more depth and variety. But man, what's there is really, really good. So I'm really happy with this game overall. I've kind of come around on it. I think the thing is the game, it kind of has like random points that you can start out at. It's a little bit randomized, you know, there's not much to it, but not many different levels, not many different enemy types or stuff. But they really, you can tell they put a lot of love and care into what's in there. And it's, man, this game is just, at the end of the day, super fun to play. And I thought I was going to be bored of it completely, like seeing everything that it has. But let me tell you, man, if you pick up this game, you really just want to take your time, just play it to have fun. And it does a really good job of that. Like, I went in there, I wasn't even trying to beat it again. I just wanted to go in there and just slowly, you know, mess with enemies, pick them apart one by one, and just have some fun, man. Um, and it was a blast, dude. And this game definitely popped up, jumped up for me after doing this. What I realized is that my experience, my initial experience from going from the demo to the full game, I didn't have the best experience, but luckily it can change, with the little bit of randomization, little bit of things here and there. You can actually have a damn good time. And yeah, man, I'm pretty proud of the people over at End Dreams for this one. It's yes, like I said, I do wish I had some more level variety, some levels with colors, some more enemy types. I wish there were simple things like some of the enemies, you know, having shotguns, like the normal troops, like having shotguns. I wish they took what they had and like mixed it up a little bit more. You know, give those enemies some of those shotguns that I have, and let them sneak around. Let me be able to use a stealth approach. They could have really taken this core thing and stretched it out even more, but it's awesome, man. The grenade launcher is just so fun in the last levels. Oh, and an important thing was that this time playing it, I completely avoided. This is what ruined the game for me. Was there's an ability in there that let me really cheese the game, and I avoided that. I avoided it like the plague, and I was like, let me play the game, because I don't think the game is intended to be that way. I think they need to remove it or adjust it or something, because it's too OP, and it completely ruined my experience. So going back, playing the game the way it's meant to be played, getting a little bit more lucky with the randomized level design, and everything. Man, I had so much fun with this. So I hope you guys check it out. It is fantastic. And, you know, if you want to wait for a sale, that's fine. Some people, what I just highly recommend is you just don't try to beat it right away. like just have fun with it, experiment with it, because there is a lot of fun to just go. It just feels good to just be immersed in this game and have some fun with it, man. So that's my closing thoughts on Synapse. I'm definitely a little bit higher on it than I was before, due to you know, this happens all the time. There's a game that like I love and then have a great experience with, and then other people play it and they're like, oh, this is trash, or I had this issue. I was like, I didn't have those issues. This was the first time where it was like the opposite for me, where like I had all the problems and nobody else has any problems. So I was glad to give it another chance, go back into it. Because this game kicks ass, man. It's really, really fun. It was a hard one. It was a really hard one to talk about, because like my thoughts were all up in the air, my emotions were high, all sorts of things. But yeah, man, if you picked it up, I hope you're enjoying it. Natty, yes, Doom Eternal's great. What up, Master Game Catster, Looper, Jeppy Condyle, Imzadi, good morning. Now it is morning out there. Roy Swartz, pizza with extra marinara. Gamer Tag, what's up, dude? You see the left hand flying bit? Oh yeah. There's like a thing where you can grab a block and make yourself fly. I haven't tried that yet. I don't really have any interest in trying that, but it might be fun just to mess around. But man, that's the thing, is like, just go have fun with it and play it the way that you want to play, and you'll have a great time. Just don't try to plow through it. Don't try to just play it just to beat it, because I don't think it's meant to be. I don't think it's designed that way. I think it's designed to just have fun playing it, and it does a really good job at that. Salvador, my dude, Secrets of Drats Ebb, says Synapse really, really needs a horde mode. I would love Fract to get remastered and they implement. I wish Fract had some of these mechanics to it, game structure mechanics to it, because it would make Fract a lot of fun to replay. Both games have their shortcomings. No pun intended. Actually, no pun intended. But both are awesome, and I hope to see one day like a Fract and Synapse bundle, maybe a third game. They need a third really fun short game, PlayStation exclusive, and have that trifecta, and it would be the ultimate game bundle. Super cool stuff though, man. All right, so moving on. Another game that came out recently, man, one that has been pretty divisive, is Hubris, which just got an update today. Now I loved this game, and I understand that, you know, this is like we said, the opposite experience that I had with Synapse, where I played through this game. There was a couple small issues, but everything was minor, like very, very minor. And then this game comes out, and there's a lot of people complaining about all these sorts of different things. Well, luckily the developers have listened, and they have added a patch today. Now, I actually went and jumped out. I went and checked this out before the show. Jeppy Condal, you stay tuned for Seventh Guest, because I've got some new, not super new details, but some really cool new things that you can look forward to with it. I am very excited about that game as well, and it's next on the docket. But first, Hubris, man, love this game. I'm a big sci-fi guy. I love sci-fi adventures, action adventures, and I think this is one of the best adventures in VR on PSVR2. I really, really enjoyed this game. I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, especially if you're not huge into sci-fi, or, you know, you're not very forgiving of little kinks in the armor from really ambitious games. I tend to kind of don't mind some of that stuff sometimes to get the full experience, but I don't know. I also hear people saying they love this over Synapse. I hear people like saying that, you know, they absolutely love this game, adore it. It's a personal preference thing. What I can say is that I think both this game and Synapse are badass games, and they are likely both going to be on the top 25 list somewhere. I guarantee it. Because both games are really good, and I'm really, really happy with both of these releases so far. They're both on the right track for what I like to see. Master bought it, haven't played it yet. But yeah, man. So this game added a couple things. The biggest complaints they addressed, they said performance or stability things. I never had the game crash. This game never crashed on me once. Never crashed on me. Never had any like really never had any game breaking bugs. I hardly had any bugs at all. Like I said, I was just lucky. The only bugs I had in this game were the ticks that I was shooting, the little alien ticks that look really cool. But I understand that, you know, this is one of the things like with games, is that some people can experience nothing. Some people, especially with VR, where you have more freedom to move and interact with the environment, yeah, you're gonna have different results. So I played it just kind of just how it was meant to be played, and I think I just naturally got lucky and avoided a lot of stuff. But the biggest thing for me here, they did update the climbing as well. It seems like it's a little bit more forgiving about where you grab and stuff, and not like necessarily how you grab. It's not a huge difference that I noticed, but it's a little bit of a difference. I think it just seemed a little bit more forgiving as to like reaching out and grabbing stuff, versus like always having to have your hands like this. And so I think I don't know if it was enough to really, you know, improve it enough for people. Maybe it has to do with some of the issues people talked about when climbing. They said they would like clip through walls and stuff, things like that. Maybe it has to do with that more so than just the natural grabbing mechanic. But then the last thing, of course, was something that I was hoping for, which was the manual reload button. This game has a simple, nice little fluid, simple shooting mechanic where when you run out of ammo, the clip pops out, actually similar to Synapse, and then you press, pop the clip back in. They've added it now to where the right joystick, well, I guess if you're right-handed, the right joystick, when you press it, R3, it'll eject the clip and you can put it back in. That's important. It's a little thing, but it's important for me because I'm the kind of guy that I shoot like 2 bullets and then I want to reload. I mean, this is something that has been with me since the House of the Dead or like Time Crisis light gun days, where it's just like I'm never wasting an opportunity to reload. I'll shoot 1 bullet and I'll reload. Shoot twice, reload. So I like having the option at least to manually reload here, which is nice. These are all minor updates, but I think, again, in my experience, this game only had minor issues. So let's see here. But yeah, awesome game, man. Definitely recommend. Not for everybody, but for a lot of you sci-fi nerds out there like me, definitely. So we got some questions here. Let's kick it over to the chat before we get to our next subject. Because I love to interact with you guys here. This is what it's all about. You get to take over the show a little bit. Looper says, am I the only one who thinks that the intro colored environments is the best looking one in Synapse? I do think the beginning levels are the best, but I actually really didn't like the second half of the game, the way the levels looked, the way the levels designed. However, upon my most recent playthrough, it started me in some new areas that it really does kind of change the perspective, and I liked it a lot more. Again, I will take it to the grave of me that I wish there was more environments. I wish there was more biomes, things like that. But if you're lucky, you will get some really cool and interesting layouts to start out in. Which almost made me wish that it would just like start there, but I like the fact that it changes it up. Let's see here. Mark Pringles Leaf, Mark Poppin Pringles Leaf, as we say, says, what do I like more? Or no, I'm sorry. Which do you think is best, AJ? Hubris or Red Matter 2? Red Matter 2 is the better game. It's not even, I don't even know if it's close, to be honest with you. And it's, I loved Hubris. I think Hubris is a better adventure. But Red Matter 2, man, is just next level. I actually bought it for Julia, who's been playing it. And I was just like, she wasn't sure about it. And she's been playing it and she's like absolutely hooked to it now. And I was just like, look, I told you, like, if you own a PSVR 2, you have to have Hubris. It's, in my opinion, one of the, I'm sorry, Red Matter 2. It's one of the best PSVR 2 games. It's visually stunning and it's just incredible, man. Yeah, I think Red Matter 2 is without a doubt the better game from something goes. This is also something I've learned or kind of started to be more mindful of, is the amount of polish a game has. That for VR games, I think a lot of polish goes a long way for a lot of people. They don't really tend to care how long or short. Well, I mean, they do, but I think it's starting to show that if a game is super polished, people have a better time overall. And I think that's what makes one of the things that makes Red Matter 2 so good is the amount of polish it has. And it's just a great game. Absolute must have. Let's see here. Mark Smith says, yes, which do you enjoy more? Honestly, I kind of enjoyed Hubris more. That being said, but like I said, I try to be objective with my reviews. I try to be I think Red Matter 2 will probably age a little bit better in the long run, but immediately I actually liked Hubris more because I just crave adventure, man. I want to go on an adventure, and it had the platforming, the action, the all that other stuff. It's not a better game, but I still liked it more at first, at least. But Steve Irie says Synapse length and content is a deal breaker for me. Yeah, just get it on sale. Just get it on sale at least. It's really, really fun. That Game Cat in the chat, I love you too, homie. Thank you. Thanks all of you for being here. Good shit, man. All right, so time to talk about the next game. I've got some exciting new deets on an upcoming title, The Seventh Guest VR, which I'm super, super excited about. It's, of course, a remake of the classic 1993 game. It was like was it like one of the first CD-ROM games or something? I can't remember all the history behind it, but this was a really popular puzzle mystery game, and of course was set in like a gothic setting with these FMV ghosts that you would talk to and solve these ridiculous puzzles. So I'm actually subscribed to Play Magazine. They've almost lost me a couple times, but I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did because they're starting to get the content that I want now. I've always been a pretty big fan of them, even if I disagree with a lot of their reviews. But Play Magazine featured some new information. They actually had a feature on The Seventh Guest where they talked about. So this is one really cool, unique thing about this game, is that, you know, they have mentioned this before, but it didn't quite stick because I didn't actually completely understand what it was. So I'm going to break it down for you. But so the original game of Seventh Guest has these FMV videos, which is like real video captured actors and everything. And basically in the Play Magazine article, they confirmed that in the VR version that this is doing the same thing. The closest thing I've seen so far is actually Les Mills Body Combat. But that wasn't as cool as this because these are like, this is like a mystery thing. But they are using volumetric performance capture. So the cool thing about this is that, you know, they talk about the difference between this and the original version, and basically the technical hurdles they had to get over in this is that you're in VR. You're playing in a 3D space. So how are they going to do this? Well, it's not just going to be a flat image of these characters, these actors. They actually are recording them, what it sounds like, in a 3D space. So like they can actually walk past you and you see them in full 3D capture, acting and performing. And that is super cool, man. Like, you see just a split second. Actually, I've got a picture here of some of the actors in action, standing here. But yeah, these are some of the characters that are going to be in the game. And I just think this volumetric 3D capture with actors actually performing and, you know, all this stuff, it's just so unique and very, very cool. Yes, like Steve Irie says, it's like they're almost like 3D holograms. I love that that Game Cat in the chat. I'm subscribed to both. No, I'm just kidding. What up, Aceville? But yeah, man, this is just super cool. So there's some other new details on this. They've got the original writer who's on board for this, helping to rewrite the game. They're trying to really capture the original while innovate, because it can't just be a one-to-one remake entirely because of obviously a flat screen to VR game. It's a little bit different. They're focusing on tactile interactions. They got the original writer, Matthew Costello, who's doing this. And they've taken the original puzzles, but they've made some tweaks to them. They've made some tweaks to them and everything. So there's going to be some new surprises as well, even if you've played the game before. But just really, really impressed by this, man. And this is by Vertigo Games, who is, you know, for what it's worth, a little bit bigger of a studio in the VR space. So I'm really, really excited about this. This is one of my more anticipated upcoming titles. I love the fact that it's a mystery, that it's, you know, just super cool and different. This is stuff like this is what makes me excited about VR, is to experience something different. And I'm hoping this turns out really, really good. but I'm loving what I'm seeing, especially with this volumetric 3D capturing, actually getting to see actors in a 3D space. I'm really curious how that's going to turn out. I hope it turns out great. Jeppy Condal, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate the support, homie. A local homegrown game cat in the house tonight. Says, just a heads up to those who don't know, you can play the original on mobile platforms and GOG, so catch up if you've never played before. Yeah, it might be worth checking out, or you could experience it for the first time in VR, which I think the majority of people are going to do. I know some of us have played it before. I've only played a little bit of it, maybe the first 45 minutes or so, like a long time ago. And it was pretty cool. It hasn't aged great, but that's why I'm a big believer in remakes. I think remakes do a really, while I love to preserve the original title as well, you will always have the original title. And I'm a big fan of remakes because you get the chance to just further preserve the game with updated technology and stuff. And, it presents a great opportunity for things like this. It's like, well, I'm a big fan of Crash and Spyro remastered and Final Fantasy VII remake that I begged for like 20 years. Of course, I love new innovation, new games as well. But there's something special about keeping those old IPs alive, especially the best ones and the great ones, and maybe some of the ones that not everybody got to experience like this. Super cool stuff, man. Good shit. Secret Sub says, I still play Seventh Guest on the phone using Scum VM emulator. Nice to have it mobile, and especially Blade Runner. There's way too many classic Scum VM games out there. I got a couple. I think I just bought them. I don't know. I have like both emulators and the real game. And I think emulators are just sometimes more fun to use, especially if you get some enhancements with them. But yeah, I've definitely got multiple copies of like Monkey Island games. Oh, there you go. Quill the Game Cat says, if Seventh Guest does well, he's hoping more classic remakes in VR. AJ, how about Monkey Island VR? Dude, I loved Monkey Island. I'm a Monkey Island fiend. I played them all up until like the Telltale games I didn't care about. And then I haven't played the new one. I think that's like an Xbox exclusive now, though, unfortunately. But yeah, I would love that, man. Exploring as a pirate, solving puzzles, comedy, all that shit. That would be so good. So good. It would translate well. But yeah, man, exciting new stuff around Seventh Guest. I don't think we have a release window or release date for this yet. Maybe. I think it's supposed to be 2023. So I'm thinking they're going to drop this around spooky season. It's going to be a great spooky season, y'all. It's going to be a great spooky season, if not before then. This is going to be really cool. Can't wait to check it out. Good stuff. Let's see here. Let's get rid of this. But yeah, man. Oh, so many good games. So many good games coming. I'm so excited. Let me get some water real quick. Oh. All right. So this brings us. Oh, and I forgot. This isn't the last thing we're talking about today, but this is, of course, the big one, and that is some brand new facts that we've gotten, some new infos about Wanderer. What is it called? The Fragments of Fate. Some new info on that, and holy crap, man, this was already this is already a game that I considered a contender for greatest VR game of all time. Greatest VR game of all time. Look, even PSVR without parole. I think that might be my quote, but it says PSVR without parole. I think we both were saying it, to be honest with you. I think we all were just, but of course I was so ecstatic to hear that they're bringing this game to us in early 2024, and we got some brand new details on this that are absolutely pretty mind-blowing. So let's kick it over to the PlayStation blog and take a look at these guys. Strap in, because this is going to be amazing. This game was already one of the best games I've ever played, like ever. Amazing sci-fi puzzle action adventure. Tons of mixes, a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I love adventure, and this is like one of the best adventure titles I've ever played. This is Wanderer, 8 Ways Wanderer, The Fragments of Fate reimagines the time-traveling adventure for PSVR2. A new combat system, full-body avatars, an art makeover, and much more to arrive next year. This is Samantha Ramlu, executive producer at Mighty Eyes, says, buckle up, time travelers, as we're ready to share further exciting details on Wanderer, The Fragments of Fate, coming to PlayStation VR2 in 2024. The technology that PlayStation VR2 offers, along with the power of PS5, has allowed us to explore some bold and exciting new ideas to truly elevate player presence, create more lifelike interactions, and build richer worlds to explore. Let's dive into these features a bit further. Stunning new visuals. And let me just say here, guys, Wanderer was, if not the best looking game on PSVR 1, it was one of them. I thought the game, when it was going to come out, I thought it was going to be blurry. I was like, there's no way, because nobody had done this. Like, nobody had made a game look this good. Maybe Hitman 3. But nobody had made like a built from the ground up, especially an indie studio, that made a game that looked this impressive. This was jaw-dropping, absolutely stunning. But let's get back to it here. They say, Wanderer, The Fragments of Fate had a stunning art makeover. Completely overhauled visuals for PlayStation VR 2 creates worlds that are richer and more beautiful, elevating our visuals to new heights. This includes an all-new lighting system and a complete overhaul on all our NPCs. Now, this is interesting because, yeah, the NPCs and the lighting and everything was already pretty great. So, good God, man. Which have been lovingly recreated and crafted to offer more realism and look better than ever. Now, they got a new look here. These are the full body avatars. So in the original game, you just had a pair of gloves that you would use. Now they have full body avatars, which I am 100% pro full body avatars. I love it. I think it does great for the immersion. I understand there's different body types. It doesn't always work for everybody seamlessly, but most of the time I still prefer it regardless. It's just super cool, especially looking at yourself in the mirror and not seeing floating hands. World-class full-body avatars will allow you to embody characters through time, seeing yourself as these characters for the very first time. We've created a state-of-the-art player avatar system that doesn't just accurately portray hand and head movement, eyes, and eyelids, thanks to PSVR 2's new eye tracking function. Now, this is something that I don't see enough, that I'm so excited. Eye tracking is one of the coolest new features of PSVR 2. And one of the things that has blown me away the most has been like when you actually see your eyes moving around. We talked about on Monday's Gamescast, we talked about a bunch about the way that it's used, like, from being able to combine with foveated rendering to enhance performance wherever you're looking. There's also, just different quality of life things that can improve, like improving aim or all sorts of things, providing a gameplay input like Res Infinite does. Super awesome. Of course, Synapse being the latest example, Synapse does an amazing job of the highlighting with the telekinesis. Wherever you look, it highlights whatever it is, and then you can grab it and throw it. Super cool. One of my favorite new features, and I'm excited to see this get used more and more. It looks insane. I think still, to me, the best so far, besides Synapse and Res Infinite, at least from a social perspective, PokerStars VR is incredible. Yes, Imzadi knows what's up. She says it makes a huge difference in PokerStars. Yes, it does. Like the looking around, the blinking, the facial expressions. These things are what I love about these subtle new features in this technology. This is super cool. But guys, we're just scratching the surface here when it comes to Wanderer. So full body avatars. There's now adventure platforming. God, I love platformers. I cannot say this enough. I freaking love it so much. Our brand new physics-driven platforming takes action adventure to a whole new level, giving players the ability to explore and interact with our worlds in new and creative ways. You can now swim, jump, crouch, climb, zip line, and swing your way through a variety of rich worlds in true adventure fashion. This system is fully physics-driven with no gimmicky force transitions or socketing to a rail. I love that they point that out. It's just you in the world. The freedom this gives allows players to feel a lot more intrepid and adventurous on their journeys. This is what I like to hear, man. This is what I like to hear. We don't want on rails experience. We don't want too hand-holdy stuff. That's kind of how you end up with a situation like Horizon, where it's a good game, Ace Diaz. It's a good game, but it should have been amazing with more freedom. I think freedom is amazing in VR. I love you, Ace Diaz, by the way, man. I'm just messing with you. Good to see you in the chat, homie. This freedom to play the way that you want to interact with the world that you want to, is super important, man. This game had impressive physics on the PSVR 1. They said it over and over that, they were very inspired by Half-Life Alyx and Saints and Sinners making this game. And you're talking about two of the best VR games ever made, and it shows. It's one thing to be inspired by these, but to actually execute at that level, nobody holds a candle to any of these games, from a physics, from a storytelling, from a graphics, man, it's really, really impressive. And I love that they've added the ability to swim. But it just keeps going, you guys. Let's get back to it. It doesn't stop there, man. Next gen physics driven world. So this is something that I think got buried in this article. That is one of the biggest announcements on this. I don't think anybody knew about this before, but powered by Unreal Engine 5. So it is confirmed that this is going to be using Unreal Engine 5. Wander, the Fragments of Fate, brings an innovative new look at physics. The best thing about VR, man. When done right, the best thing about VR. We've created a new system that helps simulate real-world mass and velocity when grabbing items. All of this also includes the player's avatar and their strength. This is all made even more real with the advanced use of PSVR2's adaptive triggers, trigger haptics, headset, and controller haptics. We even have a new proximity-based head haptics system, which we cannot wait to share with you. I missed that before. A new proximity-based head haptics system, which we cannot wait to share with you. Proximity head haptics. Let's break that down for a second. That, I'm guessing, means that it will have a sort of sense of directional vibration. There's been some games that have implemented headset haptics that feel better than others. But I'm interested about this this proximity. Maybe the closer you are to a rumbling, bumbling object, the heavier the headset rumbles. That'll be interesting. They're saying they're teasing it in a very interesting way. So yes, Looper, that is absolutely correct. The headset haptics cannot be, it's one motor. That is correct. It does have 25 settings, at least I know of, with Unity Engine. But here's the thing, Looper, my friend. I've seen games use a proximity thing, and actually GC13, the cheater developer in the chat, is pointing it out. Pistol Whip, man. Now, I don't know what happened to this feature in Pistol Whip, but one of the most amazing things about Pistol Whip on PSVR 2 was that they really gave this simulated sense of the bullets whizzing by your head. This was my favorite new thing about the upgraded version of Pistol Whip, because basically everything else was the same. They made it so that when bullets whiz by your head, like they felt like they were whizzing by your head. So this is, despite me agreeing with you, Looper, and that it is very hard to do so, that it's maybe very limited in, it's not the same kind of haptics that are in the controllers. I have seen it done where it can at least give the illusion of having some kind of spatial function with it. Master Game Caster, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you guys, dudes and dudettes. Says Rumble Bumble Train. Woo woo. Yes, sir. There's been some great games that use headset rumble, man. But guys, let me tell you, it ain't over yet. We still got more to cover. This is huge, man. This is huge. This is like already one of the best games, and it's just this article. Reading this article earlier absolutely blew my mind, because knowing how good the game already was on PSVR 1, and just what it is capable of here, like holy shit, man. Holy shit. So they talk about that. So a whole new combat system has been designed around a new set of weapons, ammo, and enemies, allowing players to be more creative with how they solve the various combat situations they encounter through time. It's up to a player how much or little action they want to take on, offering much more player agency. The only thing I'll say on this was that this was something that was a nice surprise to Wanderer. It's mostly a puzzle adventure, a story-driven game, but there were some cool shooting sequences and things like that. So it'll be nice to get a little bit more of those and explore kind of again, variety, man. Variety is the spice of life. Variety is the central. It is essential to adventure. You don't want to just be doing one thing. That's an adventure is all, anything can happen. Tons of things can happen. And this is shaping up like that. So this is another one that was very surprising to me. One of my favorite things in game is exploration. And of course, they now have larger, more open worlds to explore. The worlds of Wanderer have embraced the changes to player mobility and now offer a lot more freedom to explore larger areas and discover surprises as you venture back through the ages. This makes me so freaking happy, man. Exploration is probably my favorite gameplay element. This is why No Man's Sky is one of my favorite games of all time. It's why I love, even stuff like RPGs back in the day. Like, yes, I love the gameplay and everything, and the leveling up systems, the loot and everything, but it's always been the exploration for me that always keeps me going. I want to see that next area. I want to find those secrets. I want to see, these new environments, these new biomes, all these things. These are super important to me. So this game already had a great variety. I mean, you're traveling through time and space, literally. And so you ended up in all sorts of different situations, all sorts of different continents, and just all sorts of things. So I'm really excited to see what else they have. I'm excited to explore these levels that were already awesome to explore a little bit more. They weren't, it makes sense because they weren't really like, there wasn't a ton to explore on them. There was a lot to interact with, but not that. And then, of course, new content, levels, and improved time persistence. Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate, also introduces 3 exciting new levels within our existing worlds and lots of new content, giving plenty of opportunity for exploration and of expansive and rich worlds. Alongside this, we have overhauled persistence between levels, giving better continuity when time traveling, creating a seamless experience for when a player leaves a time era world and returns. Things are exactly as they left them, which means objects, action, everything. Now, this was, of course, this was, in some ways, I was actually very careful when I was playing this game, but this was something that actually posed a problem for some of their levels, was that people would leave stuff around in the game and it would stay there. It would literally just stay right wherever you left it in the game, no matter where it was. And so they've added some safeguards. While it seems like they're keeping that feature, they've added some safeguards. One in particular, I think Brian pointed out, was that they now have like a tracker, like an item tracker with your watch. So if you lose something, you can go and find it. That's going to be really important because, yeah, there's just a lot of people want to play the game. They want to have fun. You don't want to, it'll eliminate some of that frustration of running into issues like that. Awesome Tatum in the house tonight. What's up, dude? Says, let me play this now. I know, man. I know. But let me say, man, I love what they're doing. I love what they're doing here with this game. If we're going to have to wait, this is the best case scenario. Not just a port of the original title, but like a true enhanced version of this game. Super exciting, man. Super exciting. Let's see what else they have to say here. There's a couple last things here. Like we said, new time travel and watch features. Even Samuel, your trusty watch companion, has been given a makeover with new UI, storage system, time traveling upgrade, an ingenious new feature, the Echo Diviner, which allowing you to locate lost items. There it is right there. The Echo Diviner. I love the name of that. Echo Diviner. Samuel is now more valuable than ever. Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate is richer, more immersive, more beautiful, and full of even more action and adventure to provide a game that is truly reimagined for next generation of VR. Stay tuned for more info ahead of its release on PSVR2 next year. Woo-wee! Y'all. Good God. Like, oh my God. Like I said, man, I cannot say enough good things about this game. This is going to be an all-time great, man. This is up there for me. Hype levels, Half-Life Alyx, Saints and Sinners. Like, this is up there, man. And people that aren't paying attention need to be paying attention right now, because I've played the original version of this game and holy shit, it was mind-blowing then. And they're adding so much to it. They're improving so much with it. This could possibly be this. I suspect this will be a game of the year contender. This could be a game of all time contender, man. Not even joking. Not even joking. It's incredible. It's super, man. I'm really, really excited. And, you know, I don't care if there's, honestly, there's very few games that, you know, that I would say like I don't care about an upgrade path or whatever. I don't care about an upgrade path for this. I will buy this game 5 times if I have to. This game is one of the greatest games I've ever played, hands down. And like I said, it's up there with Saints and Sinners. It's up there with Astrobot. It's up there with Mega Man 2. Oh man. But yeah, man, Hyper Violent Anime Game Cat. I love your name, by the way. Some great Game Cat names. And what's up, Bearded Power 666? I see you. Good vibes. Good to see you, man. Always good to see good vibes. Yeah. Can't wait to play Wanderer, man. AJ losing his mind over. I am losing my mind, dude. I am losing my mind because this is a huge deal. This is the kind of game that, like, this is to me a killer app, a system seller. It's just awesome to get that from a brand new IP, which, you know, to me, there's been very few that are brand new IPs, something like Firewall or Astrobot or, you know, I don't know, Saints and Sinners, like I said, and really good stuff though, man. But holy crap. So Unreal Engine 5 confirmed. Yeah, this is new. This is nice to see. I wonder, you know, I'm interested to see the difference that Unreal Engine 5 makes. That's a huge little piece of news that was hidden in there. And it seems like that is going to play a big role in the physics interaction. This game had great physics, by the way. And I'm excited to see how that goes with the climbing and the platforming, swinging, things like that. I love it. I love to see it, man. But yeah, man, Wanderer coming 2024 or early 2024, hopefully as early in 24 as humanly possible. But I want them to take their time. I want this to be good. But all I can say is this is an absolute essential title. And I hope this turns out great. I fully expect it to. I had my doubts with the original game. I was like, this isn't going to look, this is going to look like this, but it's going to be blurry. Or what's the catch? What's the catch? There's so many VR games these days with a catch that kind of bothers me sometimes. This game really didn't have any catch. It was just freaking brilliant, man. Super good. Cannot wait. All right, guys. So one last thing. That is Wander. Cannot wait. One last thing before we get out of here, though. There's a couple games on sale. So as usual, I want to go through it and give you the thumbs up, thumbs down on whether or not I recommend these. By the way, I'm going to play this Phasmophobia trailer again because, guys, Phasmophobia is coming. And I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited to play Phasmophobia and Madison. I've been craving like a real horror game. No offense to the indies, but there's a lot of indie horror games that just don't do it for me. Of course, these are kind of indies as well, but these don't look like indie games. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about Phasmophobia and Madison. Cannot wait. Hope they both turn out good as well. But yeah, let's kick it back over here one more time to the browser. And let's take a look at this sale that we got going on here. Can we see this okay? Yes, we can. All right, so there's a couple new games on sale. Let's see here. Let's start from page 1. Let's just skim through this real quick. So first of all, we've got Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Is $39.99. This is a game that I always said, like, yes, I recommend it on sale. I just wish a little bit more of a sale, man. Just a little bit more of a sale. I mean, look, if you love Star Wars, yeah. Big thumbs up, sure. If you just want to be immersed in the Star Wars universe, fine. But if you're looking for, a really fun, diverse sci-fi action adventure that actually has speed carts, speed bikes, then look, I'm gonna be honest with you here. You can spend $10 less for a game. Where's my thing? You can spend $10 less and get Hubris. I would say, like, unless you're a big Star Wars person, then just go for Hubris instead, because to me it was better. Like this Hubris, I mean, Star Wars might have a few less it might have a little bit more polish to it, but this is a much better game and adventure overall, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. Does the chat agree? Have you played both? Sal, thank you so much for the donation. Says, appreciate the info, bro. Ultra Wings 2. Yeah, man, I talked about Ultra Wings 2 at the end of my episode last week. I'm really, really excited about that. That's another, again, I love a diverse library. All sorts of games. I play a lot of different games. I love a lot of different games. So I relate to a lot of you out there because I love so many different genres and yeah, man. So let's see. We'll get to that in a second, I guess, Beard. Mark Pringlesleaf enjoyed Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Let's see here. What is Aceville saying here? Because I know he's played. Where's your first comment, Aceville? Where's your? We need more opinions than just mine, right? One of the other things that change that I like to do is I like to let Julia play some of these games and get her opinion. I need sometimes a second opinion, and it's really, really helpful to me. So thank you, Julia, for giving me a second opinion. She loved Synapse. She loves Red Matter. She loves Hubris. So I feel pretty confident about saying these games are really good, especially when I have somebody else kind of back that up. It's nice, man. Let's see. JL says, I love them both, but I prefer Hubris. Interesting. So nice to see some more opinions here. What up, Bad Robo? Good to see you, man. Says Hubris is really, really good. What you think of the graphics, Bad Robo? So Hubris getting some love, man. So general consensus, both games, both Star Wars and Hubris are good. I think the more Star Warsy people, maybe will like the Star Wars one. If you don't really care about Star Wars, then get Hubris for $10 less. Or just wait for Star Wars to go on sale even more. Joshua Taylor says, I played both, but I am Jedi Joshua, so I'm biased. So I'm guessing you like Star Wars more. So Aceville says, but if you already beat Hubris and won a little more, I think Star Wars is worth it. Imperfect fun. Yeah, I mean, I think Star Wars is okay. Let's see. Yeah, Looper, I'm with you. Hubris has better VR mechanics. Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, again, you get a speeder bike in Hubris. That's all I gotta say. All right, that's it though. But I really would say Star Wars around the $20 to $25 mark. But it's okay. It's just, yeah, it's all right. All right, let's continue here. What do we got here? Other games. What else is on sale? We're fishing for sales here. Now, you could also get Trip for $60. Just in case you weren't aware, Trip is only $59.99, guys. Only $59.99. That is a deal, and it's not even on sale. Puzzling Places is not on sale. And by the way, I'm kidding. Don't buy that. Just in case, for anyone who thought I was being serious. Puzzling Places actually has DLC on sale. If you just want more Puzzling Places, then sure, why not? I don't want more Puzzling Places. I like the game. I like what's in there, but I haven't reached that point to where I'm like, I need more, because I haven't even finished what's in there already. Break Stuff VR is $9.99. Man, this game's price is dropping real quick. I think it was originally $30 or something. Then it became $20. Now it's on sale. The good thing, I haven't played this game, so this might be a little mean and unfair, but assuming that this is just shovelware garbage, good. I'm glad nobody's buying it. I know that sounds really mean. I know there's a lot of developers that care and try out there. But sometimes I am ruthless, and I don't know. I haven't even played it yet, but I assume it's crap. So no, for the record, Break Stuff gets a big thumbs down for me. Imzadi, no, don't buy Trip. She fell for it. No, I've played Trip on PSVR1. It's like basically a breathing simulator. It just tells you breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. And yeah, no. All right, let's get back to this. This is what Beard of Power was referring to. Organ Quarter is on sale for $19.99 or $18.74 with PlayStation Plus. I'll be honest with you, man. If you care about high quality, if you care about polished gameplay, high quality, things of that nature, then no. I'm sorry. Let me put an asterisk with that, though. I played about 45 minutes of Organ Quarter on Saturday Night Livestream a week or two ago. And I'll be honest with you, like, I didn't mind it. It's janky. It looks like a PS1 game. You put your head into TVs with buttholes in them to save your game. It's really weird. Some of the monsters in the game look like they were drawn by like a third grader with crayons on a piece of paper and then decided to put into a game. All these things, despite all these things, I was actually like okay with it. I didn't hate it. I thought it has a lot of heart. just it's just very cheapo. Like, I mean, there's just 1,000 games I would recommend first. I'd recommend Hubris, Synapse. I'd even recommend Star Wars. There's so many more games I'd recommend first. But if you've played everything in the library, I'd love to see Oregon Quarter go for like $8. I know it's actually a couple hours long or something. It's maybe like, I don't know, 4 to 7 hours, something like that. I don't remember, but what somebody told me, but it's not good. It's not bad, but it's not like polished or quality or any of that either. Just so you know. Oops, I accidentally invisibilized the chat. Sorry about that. I got it restored now, so your comment should show back up. Bad Robo tuning in. The graphics are really great in Hubris. Typical baked lighting with very good textures and details. Very well done characters. Hubris has amazingly well done swimming mechanics. Yes, I love the swimming in Hubris. Let's see here. Good Vibes says Survive is fun. Good that you're having fun with that. Let's see here. Wolveraza says meditation not easy. VR can help calm brain down. I do think Trip is actually a decent meditation app. But why $60? That's such crap. And I don't think it's, I don't know. I still, there's no way you can tell me, convince me to say buy that unless it was like $5 or like $3. But anyways, Mac Manis 007 says Oregon Quarter is dope. Best save mechanics. The save mechanic where you stick your head into a TV butthole, yeah, I don't know. We should have called, we kept calling it like Butthole Quarter. I don't know. You can go check out, I've got 45 minutes of gameplay on my stream. I had fun with it. I do like the map and the marker system where you're like, kind of can take the marker and X on the map, mark things where you've been. It's got some decent mechanics. Like I said, it's got some heart to it. It's got some charm. It's a very charming, ugly game with lots of jank, but good janky mechanics. But yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. I would say go play something else first. But keep it on your radar for the future. I do think it's a fun cheapo. I've played so many garbage horror games that I absolutely despise, and this is not one of them. So this at least has some heart and soul to it, even if it tries to rip off Silent Hill. All right, what else we got on sale here? Let's get back to this. Let's see. So Oregon Quarter, yeah, I would pass for now. Synth Riders Remastered Edition is $14.99. I mean, yeah, man, this is cheaper than Oregon Quarter. Cheaper than Oregon Quarter. Yeah, man, I think the thing that makes Synth Riders really special, the crisp visuals, 120, is it 120 frames per second? I don't know. It's, if you like synth wave music, also the experiences in this are really trippy and cool. I'm a big fan of Synth Riders. It's really, really fun. Yeah, $15 is a great deal for this game. I think that's a pretty safe bet to jump in. The colors in Synth Riders are magnificent. The colors are so beautiful. But yeah, get it, play the experiences, play some of the dark synthwave, and then of course the metal. Steve Irie, yes, I do agree with you. If you want meditation, just buy Tetris Effect. I don't know about meditation, but definitely that soul cleansing experience. Tetris Effect is very good for that. All right. Wanderer, there she is. Dreams, no. There's I guess there's some PSVR 1 games on here. I thought I was just looking at the PSVR 2. Fantavision still. Wait, wasn't this $15? They brought the price back up. No, Fantavision. Bad. That's a bad Fantavision. Jurassic World. I thought Jurassic World was on sale. I'd still say avoid it. I hate that game so much. NFL Pro Era is $15. That's actually not a bad price for NFL Pro Era. It's just not very good. So I'm going to say pass. Although it's not bad. But if you want, if it kind of depends. It is the closest thing. It's one of those things where it's like it's the only thing we have. But then there is also 2MD VR football, which is it's kind of janky and silly, but and goofy, but it's more like NFL Blitz in VR, while NFL Pro Era is kind of a little bit more trying to be like Madden. They're both kind of mostly just quarterback simulators, though. And I think that might be it in terms of let's see here. There's a lot of PSVR1 games on sale. I don't know if I'm missing anything else on PSVR2 here. I know the big question mark is Star Wars. Like I said, I'd still just say go buy Hubris. But if you're a big Star Wars fan, then sure, why not? But yeah, guys. Well, awesome stuff, man. We are a little bit over today. But guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out today. I appreciate you very much. This has been Interactive Chat Volume 33. Having its midlife crisis, slowing metabolism problems, all the terrible things start to happen now. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I will see you again very soon. I'm sorry about my hectic schedule. Like I said, I'm doing some special work projects, so it's all over the place, man. But these are the core times that I usually try to do these things. But guys, as always, you have a fun and safe night. You have fun out there and play some PSVR2 games. Reminder, top 25 debate, the Bloodbath returns. The very first PlayStation VR2 Bloodbath is on this Sunday, probably around noon Eastern time. That's 5 o'clock if you're in across the pond. And that's early as hell if you're in California. So you're going to be waking up, eating your Cheerios, watching us yell at each other. Thank you so much, Markio, Ace Gamer. Thank you, man. Mzade, good night to you. Peter Venables, Mark Smith, Wolveraza, Blue Jew, the Underground, Gabe Cali, Name Squad in the House, Mark, Poppin, Pringles, Leaf, GC13, the Underground, the Diet Pepsi Cat. Thank you. Markio, good to see you, man. I'm dying to play some more Zenith, man. I really want to give that game another shot. It's just been hard with all the VR2 stuff. Gamertag, thanks for dropping in. Looper, the Underground Game Cat, Rez for meditation. None of these are really, they're just really badass games. Like Tetris and Rez, badass games. Meditation, I don't know. Not so much meditation as they are spiritual, enlightening experiences. They're like a religious experience, more than they are meditative games. Bad Robo, JL, all of you guys, love you. Thank you so much. Have a great night and see you again very soon. See y'all.